What's up guys, Gator with Infinite Respawn Gaming. Today we are going to go over how to convert your drop pod from just a drop pod to a flying ship that you can move around. It's very inconvenient to have to run back and forth from ore deposits to your starter ship for that little construction bit. So we're just going to go over that. Looks like there is an ice or a lake right next to us, which is exactly why we would want to move this. So if this was a real game, I probably would just stay right here. But we're going to assume you dropped somewhere not near a lake where you can easily find the ore, and that you just need to convert this for some reason. So once this lands, this is just the perfect spot for this. It's a nice flat setup. You do need to be careful on hills because we are going to deconstruct some of the landing gear, and when you start to try and take off, it can rotate and just end up rolling down the hill if you're on a hill. But let's get going. First off, we are going to deconstruct this first row of blocks here just so we have some extra steel plates. You can do the top if you want. We only need the bottom. Next, we're going to deconstruct the passenger seat and this landing gear. Now, right after you get it past functional, repair it, and we unlock new blocks. We're going to need some of those, but then we can fully deconstruct this just for its parts. We'll go ahead and take everything that was in our seat, and then also deconstruct this timer block, as well as the thruster back here. We're going to kind of squeeze in here. There we go. Excellent. Now, if we press G to open our block menu, we're going to go to a remote control. So we need this. We're going to need a passenger seat. And we're going to place our remote control block in this back corner. It needs to be facing just like this, otherwise your controls will be... the controls aren't going to make sense if it's not facing this direction. So we're going to place that, construct it. We will place these light armor blocks. We don't even need to construct those. We just need that to put the seat back here. And then I guess we'll go ahead and build this first one just to make sure there aren't any more blocks we need to unlock. Now that we've got that, do we have thrusters? We do. So we've got our atmospheric thrusters. We're going to need those. And then the last thing we're going to need to build is a gyro. So we'll just grab that. Now the two that are on here right now are not going to work. So we need to destroy and rebuild them. We can put them in the same spot. But they're just not going to let you control them unless you destroy and place them. We are also going to deconstruct all of our landing gear. Now, if you're on a hill, you can leave whichever one's locked. Whichever one's green, do not delete that one or your ship will start to roll. I'll actually leave that just for demonstration purposes. And then now that we're on the back side over here, we're going to deconstruct the back two atmospheric thrusters. So we just rebuilt these front two. We're going to deconstruct the back two. We're going to go up here. And then we're going to deconstruct. We're going to partially deconstruct our ore detector. We want to keep this just because once we get to the ice lake, it could be useful to find ore. Actually, maybe we don't have to do that now that we've deconstructed the landing gear. We're going to build this gyro scope. Yeah, we do need the computers, so we'll have to find something to deconstruct to get computer components from. Did we not deconstruct? I guess we do need to take off this front. Cool, so that should give us the steel plates we need to place these thrusters. So again, this one's going that way, and then we need one on the front here, facing the opposite direction. That will give us our forward and backward thrust. Oh, I guess I used those steel plates building this. That would make sense. What else did we need for this? We needed some computer parts, so we're going to snag those from what? Come on, let's get in here. This small cargo container, we can take that computer part, and then we'll take the parachute part that's right there. And then if you need more fuel for your jetpack, you can just grab the hydrogen bottle out of here. Speaking of, we can grab that, I think. Was this a hydrogen? That's a beacon. We don't need the beacon. But we are going to need that, because that's going to provide the hydrogen for our thrusters. There we go. Now we've got enough to do it. And that is all we need to do in terms of reconstructing this to get it to fly. Last thing we're going to do is just get in the seat, press K to open up your menu here, go to remote access so we can use the remote control block we have. Once you're there, we are going to press K again. We're going to group our thrusters so we can turn those on and off together, and then we also need to press G, right click on our landing gear, and then unlock. And then that way we can unlock our landing gear with the press of a button. It'll make taking off a lot easier, because if you're on a hill, as soon as you unlock your landing gear, you want to start giving it thrust. And we can see that when we press space, we have thrust. So we're going to press 1 and space, and then you can press left alt to rotate. But as you can see, we are flying here. You do want to kind of try to keep your gyroscope stable. But ideally from this, you would be able to look around, go up, find an ice lake, and then just fly forward over to that ice lake. You do only have one forward and backward thruster, so it's a little challenging to control. Probably don't want to do barrel rolls like this unless you practice for a little while. But you would go off, find your ice lake, you got your ore detector, so we can look at the black spots. That's usually where the ore is going to be, and then we would just fly over those, see if our ore detector finds anything. If it does, plop down, and that's going to be our base. But that's about it. If you want to come play Space Engineers or whatever game we're currently playing in Infinite Respawn, look in the description. We'll have a link to the Discord server so you can come hang out with us. I think that's about it for this one, so I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace.